Okay. 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 Time's running short, so what I've been asked to do is I have brought a few handouts of resources where you can go on the web yourself and listen to knowledgeable people about the end times. And what I've got here is on this list as well. And if you don't get a copy of this today and you want one, then go to the Media Alley as it was given before, and it will be on there so that you can make a copy of it for yourself. But valuable information. Listen, Patriots, we are here for a purpose, but we have a higher purpose to go to, and that is the Almighty God. Be still. Be still and know that I am God. Thank you.
Can everybody hear me in the back when I talk like this? Okay. So anybody that comes up and speaks, you gotta speak loud because people in the back are having trouble hearing. So it's my pleasure to introduce the next governor and lieutenant governor to you, Josh Swedlund and Lisa Monet.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming out today. This is absolutely awesome to see this crowd on a cold winter workday. Give yourself all a big round of applause for coming out today. It's great to be here. This is probably one of the biggest days in political history for the U.S. I am banking, praying, and hoping that Trump prevails today. And if he does, that he can help us out here in a little bit in Minnesota. We've been talking all day about what a mess this state is, all the problems that we have. One thing that's really concerning to me right now is everything that I'm seeing about the kids having to wear masks in sports. All I've been seeing is how they're getting sick, they're throwing up, they're getting hauled away in ambulances. I mean, what kind of governor do we have that is, choosing that for our safety measures? I'd like to say a special thank you to Eric Mortensen for starting his new movement to try to impeach Walz again.
Impeach Walz! Impeach Walz! Impeach Walz! Impeach Walz! Impeach Walz! Impeach Walz!
I thank all of you that have been following me and now Lisa in our campaign. I hope that you see the difference between us and your normal politicians. We are being as active as we possibly can 2 years ahead of time. We're the first ones registered. We're at every single movement and rally we can be at. We've been working very hard to try to get the businesses reopened. Anything that anybody asks us for help with, we're at. If you send me a message or you give me a phone call, you don't get an auto reply. I get back to you. I answer your questions. We can't do this job if we're not communicating with you. I'm not going to hide in that building. I'm not going to hide in that mansion. If I were governor right now and I saw this crowd, even if you didn't agree with me, I would be out here and I would be talking to you. And if I don't expect you to stand out here. Kick in that door, get in there, and jump up and down on my desk. I want to hear from you. I want to know if I'm doing the job right. And, I mean, especially her. She is making the biggest fight for everyone right now. I mean, she's taking on fines. She's getting drug into court. She's willing to sit in jail for you. I mean, what other political candidates are going to go sit in jail for you? So, I hope that you are watching this video at some point, Walz, because I'm going to show you how you do the job right. How many of you think that we should be in charge of our own health? How many of you think the vaccine should be a choice? How many of you are tired of the masks? How many of you want Walz out? There you go, Walt. You listen to the people and then you act as their voice. We're done. We're done with the mask. We're done with the businesses being closed. We're done with the kids being controlled. And lastly, you're fired.
Thank you, Josh. 6 weeks ago, I attended my first rally ever in my entire life. I was like a kid in a candy store. I was so amazed. 2 weeks later, I went to my third rally alone, took the mic and announced, I'm Lisa Monet Zarza, owner of Alibi Drinkery, and we are done with this. Our staff needs us to open, we need to open, and so we opened. We were hoping to be one of 150 other businesses around the state to open, but only a handful of us did. Not because people didn't want to open, but because Wall and Ellison intimidated them into not opening. These last 2 weeks have been a roller coaster of ups and downs for me. The thousands and thousands of people that have supported us have lifted me higher than I've ever been before. Thank you. Thank you for everyone that has reached out to me, everyone who has come into our restaurant. Everyone has been keyboard warriors to just make sure everyone knew what we stood for. And then the thousands of non-supporters have brought me to my knees in tears. We've received death threats, we've been followed, and if many of you saw, our business was completely defaced by hate speech this last weekend. But the thing that affected me the most by that was we got the call at 7:30 in the morning. We got there, we were supposed to go down to Albert Lee to do our thing, the rally. But at 10 o'clock when we got there to clean up our building, we had customers waiting for us to be there. And within 45 minutes, every single hate speech was taken down off of our walls. And off of everything. If you've seen the videos, it was crushing. And my boyfriend looked at me and said, you're not going to cry. You're not going to cry. You're not going to let them see you tears. You're not going to let them bring you to your knees. Don't do it. Don't cry. Put your head up. So I put my head up and I walked in and we cleaned the restaurant. But why have we continued to fight? How did I become this patriot fighting for my rights? Because my eyes were finally open to the things that were happening around me. People like Duran, Luca, Allie, Josh, and Michelle opened my eyes. I realized that if we don't fight today, who is to say we will have a tomorrow to fight for? And what exactly are we fighting for? Our restaurant? Yep. Our staff? Definitely. But above all, we are fighting for our constitutional rights. We're fighting for the unalienable right for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And these rights cannot be taken away from us. No official has the power to strip us of them. What Walls and Ellison are doing is anti-American. Any person in office that took an oath to uphold the Constitution and is willing to enforce their tyrannical powers is in clear violation of this. We are the people. We are the ones to be protected. We deserve this protection. I had my hearing yesterday for contempt of court in defiance of the Walls mandate to close our restaurant. I'm being threatened with fines and possible imprisonment. I'll know within the next day or two, they're going to put me in jail. For what? For opening my business. For opening our business, they're going to put me in jail.
No, they're not! 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 No, they're not!
Wake up, Americans. This has become a battleground for good versus evil. And that is why I continue to fight, to show we won't back down. 2 weeks ago, Josh and me discussed being running mates. And I never, in a million years, ever would have seen me as a politician. Even though my boyfriend always told me he believed I was going to be a politician. Because I'm not a politician. I'm an American that is fed up with what is going on in this country. There's been a systematic division of our country. Men versus women, whites versus blacks, Muslims versus Christians, gay versus heterosexuals, and now masks versus unmasked. We need to wake up and see what is happening. When division in our country occurs, this opens our country up to outside attacks. We need to band together in peace. We need to bridge the gap between our groups and find a middle ground. Not Democratic or Republican, it's a middle ground of Americans. And this isn't the work of politicians. This is the work of normal, hardworking Americans that want to see a country united. I'm not a politician and I never will be. I'm an American that believes in the United States and all that our Constitution guarantees for everyone. People ask me if I'm afraid to lose everything, and my response is, God gave me what I have. It's not mine to lose. And if all Walz and Ellison want to take it away from me, God will bless me tenfold. And that is the heart that I fight with. I'm not afraid to lose, because in fear we accomplish anything. Thank you, and God bless you.
Come on, Minnesota, you can do better than that!
I just wanted to say to Lisa and Josh, thank you for stepping out. Lisa, you have taken a hit to set the road for what everyone else needs to do. And you're brave, and you're one hell of a woman. The next person